Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Space Traders. Hope you're doing well. Today, we are talking about Zomedica. And for those of you who've been part of us for a while, you know we've been talking about this company since December of 2020. And we're big fans of who they are, what they're doing, and their future outlook. But especially right now, we think that this is a great opportunity to jump on in or to reload, if you haven't already, into a company that we feel within the next 30 to 45 days is going to give you a 2 or 3x return on your money. Yes, 100 to 200% easily on what we feel is probably the best bet going into the next 30 days, especially coming out of this mini market crash that we saw over the last 2 days. So we're going to be talking details about Zomedica if you're new to it, why we're big fans of it. We're going to take a look at the chart, go over some of the risk, and hopefully you guys can make a good decision as to what to do over this next month. All right. So, like I said, if you've been a part of Space Traders for a while, we've recommended this stock way back. Let's see, it looks like here December 17th of 2020, back when this baby was just at 20 cents. So congratulations to all of you guys who've been able to ride this train up 9-10x. It's been a great run. But obviously, we're refocusing now because after the mini market crash of 2021, it's time to reset and look for new opportunities going forward. And we feel Zomedica is definitely one of them. Fortunately, we can start to take a look forward because, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell finally yesterday kind of squashed all the fears that the market had. He went before the Senate Banking Committee and basically said, hey, guys, we're not concerned about inflation. We're going to keep the cost of borrowing money low. And our focus here is supporting the market economy recovery as well as the stock market. So that's great news. And I think you guys saw towards yesterday afternoon and right before the closing bell, this tech sector started to rebound. And already this morning, we're looking at pre-market trading and the numbers are continuing to rebound in most of the stocks in the tech sector. So that's great news. But let's go ahead and jump into ZOM and explain why we think this is a really good play over the next 30 days. As I mentioned before, Zomedica itself wasn't excluded from the rough time in the market the past few trading sessions. But again, this is after just in 2021 alone getting 800% gains. So it's been a great stock for a lot of people who were able to get in early. But of course, a lot of people have already taken profit from that dramatic run, which they should have, which we have recommended. But now is a good time as we get close to a significant activity in their timeline, a chance to reload, and what we think is a pretty good bet to 2 to 3x your money. So for those of you who are new, let's just give a quick recap. So what is Zomedica? Zomedica is basically an animal health company, a pet company that develops technology to improve the care of your companion animals, your pets. And their claim to fame right now is this new platform. It's a diagnostic platform called Truforma. And what Truforma is, it's a point of care platform that allows for really rapid results in some of the most pressing conditions in the animal healthcare space. Previously, and especially if you already own a pet, you know this, many tests that you run at the vet office, they would have to require samples of either blood or tissue and then have to ship them out to a lab. And then you got to wait up to a week or two to get results. So it was a long, arduous, and expensive process. But with Truforma and their new veterinary diagnostic platform, that extended waiting period is gone. And the platform is actually housed in the vet's office and tests are done in real time. So basically, as a result, not only will peace of mind come to the consumers that own pets for faster results, but the time-sensitive ailments will be picked up faster and treatment can then take place faster to help out your little fur babies. So then why did ZOM do so well so early in 2021, especially with Truforma not coming out until the end of March. Well, I mean, the year has been pretty compelling for the stock, with multiple gains throughout the year. And that's mainly because of a couple of reasons. One, first and foremost, was the official announcement that Truforma was actually launching with an actual date of March 30th of this year. Obviously, that was exciting news, and the media picked up on it. And given the competitive advantages offered by the platform, everybody was chatting about it and expecting demand to be extremely high. And so investors were excited. Number two, I don't know if you guys realize this, but if you tried to adopt a pet or buy a pet during the pandemic, you couldn't, because you couldn't find one. Animal shelters are completely empty. Breeders couldn't breed fast enough. I mean, the pet industry has just grown astronomically, and it kind of flew under the radar, right? I mean, the only people that really knew were people that were pet owners or looking to adopt or buy a pet. And so now, with the realization of how big that industry is now, that it's potentially 4 or 5x what it was pre-pandemic, people are realizing what the opportunity is here for Truforma. Another big reason that the stock did so well in the last 2 months was the commercialization plan. So basically, Zomedica entered into a distribution agreement with a company called Miller Veterinary Supply, and they are one of the largest veterinary distribution companies in the world. So this distribution agreement alone allows the company to tap into one of the largest veterinary networks in the world. And this then obviously expands their market and potential revenue base. So that's huge. Another awesome reason as to why they did so well. This was a concern in the beginning when we had actually recommended the stock. Well, ZOM didn't have any more concerns about delisting, right? So, I mean, going into January, ZOM was in danger of being delisted, which would have been a painful reality for the stock. And not only would the stock be traded on the OTC, but institutional investors and index funds would likely sell it off. And then obviously that would lead to dramatic decline. So for those of you who are with us and remember seeing, kind of that, that ticker code back and forth, the barcode, if you will, retail barcode, it kept going through. It was nervous time for a lot of folks, whether or not it could break that dollar and avoid the delisting. But once it broke that barrier, it just started climbing up. And you'll see that when we go over the chart later. One of the other reasons that Zomedica was received so well, the new CEO, Robert Cohen, not to be confused with Ryan Cohen from GameStop. This is Robert Cohen from companies like St. Jude, Pfizer. This guy's a rock star in the medical space. And if you look up his history, you'll see that he's an executive that has helped turn companies around, and he's taken a number of small companies and taken them to the moon, essentially. So he has a tremendous track record of being able to guide a company to the next stage, which is basically what Zomedica is focused on now with the release of Truforma. Finally, one of the big reasons why Zomedica really did well, and I think probably the biggest reason, is you guys. Yes, the retail investor. We've seen what can happen when retail investors band together over a particular stock over a short period of time. Hello. And retail investors, right after the whole GameStop fiasco, started to band together behind Zomedica. And it became a hot topic of conversation on investor message boards, social media. My aggregators were picking them up highly at the end of January. So going into February, we knew this was going to do pretty well. And that probably explains why it flirted all the way with $3 when we weren't expecting those kind of numbers until the end of March. So all of those factors combined led to really a tremendous demand for the ZOM stock. As a result, the stock saw a compelling increase in both volume and valuation. So what's ahead for the company, right? That's really the $1 million question, and why we think it has the potential to double and triple your money. The truth is, like, you can't really predict what's going to happen in the future, but what we see here is a speculative play that could continue to have dramatic gains, and here's why. One, as you said earlier, the space in general, right? The amount of people that now own pets is huge, and the amount of money that people spend at the vet is ridiculous. I myself, I've got two cats and a dog, and I just love them to death. And I spend a ton of money on them, not only on food and toys, but also at the vet. And I know what it feels like to have to not only pay that money, but then be nervous and wait a whole week to find out just how sick or hurt your animal is. So this time advantage that's being offered by Truforma is a game changer, and I think it's going to result in incredible demand. Um, what else? I think the distribution model is fantastic. It's not fantastic; it's impressive. I mean, as I do more research on Miller Veterinary Supply, um, I'm confident that they are a great partner to have on the company side, and they're going to be hitting the ground running with this Truforma product and being able to expand to their huge network to really get this product out to as many veterinary offices as possible. And then I think the other aspect is that's going to be really positive for Zomedica is that that initial profit taking we saw a few weeks ago has already happened. So the price you're seeing now is not a profit taking price. This is an entry price. Thanks to guys like my partner, rocket scientist Dave. He was telling everyone 2 weeks ago to sell your Zomedica stock when it was at what 270, 280. And he's long game Dave, and he's a big fan of selling and taking profits when there is. So now that we've kind of passed that stage and the profit taking is over, what usually happens is the rebuy, and that's what we're discussing here: the reload and the opportunity to jump back in after you've taken a nice slice of the profits. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chart real quick so you can see what we're seeing. All right, so here's the current chart. Going into this morning, it's at $1.89, and you can basically see here the various tranches of the rise of ZOM. And this was back in January, and you can see the initial spike, and then the consolidation that we saw for basically what seemed like 2 weeks worth of consolidation before it rose all the way back up. And then coming down here, you'll see the consolidation again. And then unfortunately, that consolidation ran right into the market panic that we saw the last 2 days with concerns over the Treasury bond yields increasing, the potential inflation concerns, and then potential increase in the cost of borrowing money. But we're past that now. In fact, this chart isn't really that far off from the chart we were reviewing last week that really shows how confident we feel about Zomedica. So you can kind of see how the trends work out and what we expect to see in the zone leading to the release of Truforma. So this is the potential we're looking at here, up to 200% all the way to the release date. And who knows what's going to happen there. Now, obviously, unlike other opportunities that we've seen from other companies, the release date isn't about announcing, a valuation or earnings report and things like that. So we expect that the continued mass psychology that's pushing this rise, right, the positive news and the excitement and anticipation, it's going to continue through the initial release. So this number can go substantially higher, even up to $8 a share, right? So even potentially 4x. So that's what we're looking at. You can kind of see the RSI trends and how we feel about that. And we think that it's getting ready for another spike. So we feel really good about where this is looking at right now. Obviously, there are some risks, and so we want to go over those with you guys real quick. Some of the risks that you need to really think about. Well, the fact is, one, this is a speculation piece, right? So it's both a risk and a benefit because you don't actually have to wait until the 30th of March to hit the number that you need. We anticipate that the speculation is going to drive that price up through the middle of March. It'll probably hit $3 by the middle of March, if not 4. And we're anticipating that by the week of the launch, it'll be at $5 or $6, which then you can decide whether or not you want to cash out and take a profit on it, or see if it can go all the way up to 8. But I mean, speculation is speculation. You can't predict for sure that it's going to be a smash hit. But the product's never been on the market before, so you don't know. So if sales flop, the experience could significantly decline. But again, we expect that the negative speculation or the negative aspect of speculation won't happen until April and May, obviously, if this product's not going really well. Other risks, again, this is a volatile stock. It's a young company that we've seen it react strongly to how the market is the state of the market. And we saw how it reacted just in the last 2 days alone. So significant losses can happen over a short period of time if there are new factors that are introduced into the market that will affect tech stocks in general. So something definitely to be cognizant of, but obviously if it's something short term, we can write it out just like we're writing out this last inflation fear. Now, from a fundamental and technical analysis, Zomedica isn't part of that traditional analysis in which you would be able to base its performance on. Zomedica currently right now isn't even a profitable company, and it's just really dependent on the money it has on its balance sheet to survive. So if the funds don't last through profitability, and the offerings may become dilutive over the course of time. Fortunately, they have a healthy balance sheet as presently, and so and by most recent reports, they're able to continue to fund their operations through at least 2023. So they're going to be able to see through not only the Truforma release, but they have a few other products that they're looking to release going into 2022. In fact, they have over 40 patents. So it's actually pretty ridiculous what they've got on the ramp up for ZOM. So it's looking pretty good there. As far as final thoughts, like again, this is a company that we've been bullish on since December. You've heard us talk about it in our Facebook group and our private chat forums. So we just want to share this with you guys here on the channel and let you know that after a few tough days of trading, we wanted to give what we think is a pretty easy opportunity to jump in on where you can see the 3x your money. And the best part is it's still such an inexpensive play that you don't have to really risk a ton of money given its potential upside versus its floor. So again, we encourage you to do your research and do your DD. In addition to all the information you're going to find online in the various forums and chatter groups about it, there's a lot out there. Most of it is all positive. Don't just base all of your research on what people on Wall Street Bet says or other Reddit forums or Facebook groups and things like that. But you'll see a lot of really good stuff. Like I said, all the information on Truforma looks really great. The industry, the opportunity in this industry is, I mean, there's no doubt about that opportunity, right? And so everything else is just a bet on the leadership team. If you believe in what Robert Cohen's track record has been and what you think he can do, its distribution model. We are big fans of Miller Veterinary Supply. We think they're the right group to get them out there as quickly as possible to as many people as possible. And then, of course, just how you feel about mass psychology and the retail investor right now and how they prop the speculation of a stock, right? The financials don't justify that this stock should hit $6, $7, $8 a share. Definitely not yet. But we've learned over the last few years that the mass psychology from the retail investment community can definitely push a stock well past what its on paper market cap should be. And while we don't agree that that is the safest thing to bet on, you also understand that as an investor, you should be able to figure out that momentum and ride that train. So like I said, again, we're conservatively looking at 2 to 3x with the potential for even more. And then it'll be up to you to pick your exit strategy on this baby. But we feel pretty confident about it and hope that this video will give you something to look forward to over the next 30 to 40 days. Till then, happy trading day, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. It really helps our channel out a lot. We're trying to continue to grow on the YouTube space, so any support from you guys will be great. And if you haven't noticed our other videos already, we do read every single comment and answer every single question. So if you have concerns or you have any investment questions, either particularly about this stock or any other stock, just drop a comment below and we'll be sure to get to them. Thanks so much. Have a great day.